Eric Yaverbaum still with me here on set, and we'll want to bring you in, back in, Eric, to talk about a little reaction from Justin Duckham, who just gave us the bias bash, and he was talking about what he perceived as the media-created firestorm against Romney. Romney.
Well, I think, the bias bash in general is sort of interesting to me from anybody who critiques it. The bias bash has to, it's a 360-degree full circle now. So to say that the mainstream media has, put the lid in, the coffin already over one comment, that's just ridiculous. I don't think anybody believes it anyway. And I haven't read that. I mean, I've read a lot of bad things, but nobody said, okay, it's over, let's just go, and vote tomorrow. But the other thing is, in looking at the entire landscape, it's like I have such a bad rap because I'm a Democrat and I come on Fox every week. How do you do that? I mean, it's
because we're fair and balanced.
I try to bring balance to the stories, and you guys let me. But it's so if you want information, hear it from both sides, and then decide from yourself. But it's not just hear it from both sides; it's hear it from a variety of places, and pretty much anybody under. I don't even know what the demographic is now. They're getting their news in a variety of ways. It's not just from television. It's not just from David Letterman. It's not just from the newspaper. It's not just from the internet. It's all of them. And that's how we have to measure, is there a bias or not a bias?
Right, absolutely. And I mean, you're right. I mean, the media created firestorm. I think that if it was Obama who had said something like that, we certainly would have been playing it. We certainly would have been talking about it. And it's out there.
Well, we are. He's going on David Letterman tomorrow, so we're all going to talk about that one. But, I also think that what every candidate has to do, especially these two, right now, is embrace every crisis that comes their way. And one will be coming in the next hour or two, no doubt. They always do. You got to embrace those crises. Those are your opportunities to show what a leader does.
Well, I mean, are you talking about what's happening in Chicago with the teacher strike? Is that a crisis?
It's certainly something that I don't know how is not making the landscape of conversation. It certainly is in Chicago. I mean, if you go read the Chicago Tribune today, I'll tell you what gets more space. This does, and it is a very big issue. And just a few weeks ago, we talked about this issue here every single week about every week labor unions. Wisconsin was in the news. I mean, got more press than in Wisconsin's history for the same exact issue. But suddenly, now it's not so important.
Right. So you think that the message needs to be quick. It needs to be out there. You can't sit on it.
This is what real leaders do. Real leaders lead, and they make their own decisions. They don't wait for the polls to come out. They don't have to talk to their 12 different people about what they ought to say. They react instantly because they actually have no choice. We don't have the luxury of minutes or hours. It's 7 seconds ago. What do you think? What should we do? And I think that is what defines a leader, and I think that we see a lot of that in the next 50 days.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see too what Obama does on Letterman tonight. I don't think it's all going to be fun and games. I'm sure a lot of this will be addressed, and that'll be something we'll watch, just like we watched Mitt Romney today on morning television as well. Eric Yaverbaum, thank you so much for being here. It's always a pleasure, and don't forget to follow him on Twitter as well.